Hey there, gang. Welcome back to Papa's Model Workshop. I'm Papa, and this is my workshop. You know, a lot of people have been asking about bare metal foil. Simple questions right down to what is it? Other people have asked how difficult is it? Is it easy to use? Is it hard to use? What do you use it for? So let's discuss bare metal foil today, okay? Hang on. Okay, so these are three different types of bare metal foil. Now, this is pretty much the standard. And we've got Tamiya aluminum stickers. They call it aluminum stickers, but it's basically bare metal foil. And we've got this one by Hasegawa. And this one is a mirror finish. So let's go back to the original bare metal foil, which is most prevalent. This has been around for a long, long time, and a lot of people got a little bit frustrated with this for a while, including myself. I stopped using this simply because the bare metal foil just wasn't sticking. So, for those who are asking the question, what is bare metal foil? Well, this is it right here. Okay, it's basically a very, very thin foil on a backing paper, and you would use it for putting chrome, for example, right around your windows, okay, or around your windshield. All right, now I'm probably not going to use it for this one because I have this trimmed in black, but just as an example, that's where you would use it around something like that. Now, it doesn't mean that that's all that it is used for. It is used for a variety of things. Basically, any place where you see silver or chrome on any build, you can use bare metal foil. The thing with bare metal foil is it has kind of a reputation of being difficult to use, and it really isn't. Let me grab something that I can demonstrate with, and I'll be right back. Hang on. Okay, so let's start with what you're going to need for putting your bare metal foil on your model. First thing you're going to need is an X-Acto knife, all right? Not just grabbing an X-Acto knife, but you want to have an X-Acto knife with a brand new blade on it. You want your blade to be new, so it's extra sharp. Now, what I have here, this is a surgical blade. This is a number 11 surgical blade on an X-Acto knife, and this is as sharp as you can get. So that's a good idea, but I know that most people don't always have surgical blades, so a number 11 X-Acto blade will work just fine. Just make it a brand new blade so you can cut through the bare metal foil cleanly, all right? The other thing that you're going to need is something to burnish it down, okay? And I'm having a hard time lining my stuff up here. This is Q-tips, all right? Or you can use a cotton swab made, specifically for model building. This is a Tamiya cotton swab right here, and this is nice and small and tiny. These two cotton swabs are wound really very tight, has a blunt point to it, and they work very nicely. And of course, there's the old standby of a toothpick. Now, with a toothpick, you want to be careful because this bare metal foil is rather thin, and you don't want the tip of that toothpick to tear the bare metal foil. This is a little bit more of a sharper point, and it'll tear that bare metal foil rather easily. So be careful when you're using a toothpick. Or I happen to have a burnishing tool right here. I think it works very nicely. It's really not an essential, but I like to use it. The tip it's a blunted point. It's not a sharp point. And you can use these areas back here for rubbing down the bare metal foil. So let me, oh, and by the way, speaking of X-Acto knife blades, and I'm going to change this blade, okay? But I got this on Amazon. It wasn't very much money. You know what? I should have looked up the price before coming on camera. I'm sorry I didn't, but it was relatively inexpensive. But the thing I want to point out to you here is you get 300 of them. All right. So the value is certainly there, and it makes it easy to change your blade, knowing you've got an abundance of them. It's wrapped up in wax foil, okay? As you can see, you want to be very, very careful when you're taking these out, all right? And I'm going to just grab the end, okay? Don't want to grab the point or the blade. Make sure you're grabbing the proper area, okay? And then I'm going to wrap this right back up. All right, let me just set that blade over there. And I keep it closed with a rubber band. And then this will go into a drawer up high, because if you have seen my videos in the past, you know that my grandchildren are down here quite often. So we want to keep things like this and this up and out of the way of the children, okay? So that will go up into, dropping my stand over here, that will go up into a safe spot. So let's take our X-Acto knife. All right, where's the blade? There it is. Okay, and let's actually, you know what? I want to use another X-Acto knife that has a better handle. Hang on one second. Okay, this is the X-Acto knife that I want to use because it's got this nice big handle and it's soft and I can hold it. It feels nice, so I want to use this one. So let's change the blade in this one so we have a brand new one, right? And I'm just unscrewing the bottom and I'm removing that blade and I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to grab this blade carefully, again, making sure I don't touch that front end, okay? That's the dangerous part. You don't want to be touching that. And we will just simply insert this in here and we will tighten the bottom. All right, and we are ready to go. Okay, there we go. We're all set. All right, and again, this is your number 11 surgical. Okay, and that will be many, many times sharper than this brand new standard number 11. But again, as I mentioned, your standard number 11 X-Acto blade will work just fine. Okay, so let's move these things out of the way. And we're going to demonstrate here. This is an old Mustang, all right? And we'll put a little bit of the bare metal foil around this area here, okay? And let's see how easy or difficult that is. Now, a lot of people I know will take a great big piece of aluminum foil. I'm calling it aluminum foil. I guess it is aluminum foil, but bare metal foil, and they will drape it across this whole area like that. I don't know. I don't do that. So I'm going to show you my way. My way is not necessarily the one and only way. It's just I'm sharing the way I do it. So what I'll do is I will take my ruler, okay, and I will cut right along there. I'm trying not to press too hard with this blade either because I don't want to cut the backing paper. And one of the more difficult aspects of this, believe it or not, is simply getting this off of the backing paper. Once you get that going, and you know what? See what I did? I cut the backing paper. I didn't want to do that. A lot of guys do cut the backing paper and you know, do it that way, and they're fine with it. I just, you know, again, my personal opinion. So I've got that little bit pulled up right there. Okay, now I'm going to come in with my tweezers and just bear with me because you know what? I am behind the camera and it's difficult doing this from the distance that I am behind the camera. So just be a little patient with me while I do this. Okay, and there we go. We've got our strip of bare metal foil right there. Okay, so all I'm going to do is place this strip right here. Okay. I hope you can see this. I'm trying to do this in such a way that I can see what I'm doing from behind the camera, but I want you to be able to see it on camera. So I hope this is coming out. And initially, I'm just pressing this down with my finger. Now, here's where your Q-tip comes in. Let me get rid of that surgical blade. All right, and I'm going to take my Q-tip and I'm going to simply press it into place. This is what burnishing is. I've had some people ask me, what the heck does burnishing mean? Burnishing simply means you're rubbing it in. All right, and actually, can you see there's a little bit of a ridge right there? Okay, and you're kind of sculpting this bare metal foil into that little ridge there. All right. And that's probably a good word. You're sculpting right now with this Q-tip. And I'm going to press this under. All right. Let's go back to the burnishing tool. And I mentioned it has a blunted tip, so I can get right in here. Okay. And I can follow that ridge and press this down. For the underneath part here, I can take this rounded area that I discussed with you before. And this is great for just coming in here and going like that. It really presses it down nicely. I'm sorry, I think I'm hitting the camera mounts, and that might be the reason why it's shaking. I apologize about that. Okay, so we have our bare metal foil sitting right there. So let's go back to our X-Acto knife. All right, and this would be a point where I would normally be sitting in my chair here at my workbench, and I would lean down over this and go to work. But again, I'm kind of a distance away and off to the side, so I've got the camera here so you can see. So again, I'm just going to ask you to be a little bit patient with me. Okay. And I'm going to just gently pull across like this. Okay. I am not pressing very hard. All right. And I just missed and went off. That's okay. And I'm basically just letting the weight of the knife do the work for me, okay? You don't want to press too hard. And this is the excess that I'm starting to peel off up here now, okay? Where's that? Here we go. Here we go. And we're going to peel that off. Okay. And then after you peel that off, let's take a look and see. Right? And this is what you're left with right there. All right. And you can take your Q-tip and burnish it down some more. And you just continue right around. All right. It's okay if you have an ending point like that, because you can come in and trim that. All right. You can just trim that off. All right. And you take another piece and just run it right down here. Okay. And that's really about all there is to bare metal foil. Okay. I didn't trim this part yet, but you get the point of what I'm trying to show you. And it's really that simple. So, sometimes folks get a little bit intimidated by the bare metal foil. If you go slow and you have all of your tools right here and ready to go, and just take your time. Worst thing that can happen is it doesn't come out right. You just pull it off and cut another strip. But this gives you a real nice finish. I like it a lot. So it's nothing to be intimidated by. So I used it recently. Well, I don't think you're going to be able to see this. But inside, can you see the inside of this truck? Or maybe if I turn it around like that. Yeah, anyway, right inside here, can you see that silver trim and the door handles in there? All right, that was done with bare metal foil. So that's what I meant when I said that it doesn't have to be limited to doing around windows or a windshield. You can use it virtually for any place that has silver or chrome or aluminum. And I think it gives a very, very nice finish. Now, with regard to bare metal foil, as I mentioned, this is the standard. And for a long while, a lot of folks did stop using this, including myself. And the problem is, or was anyway, as you saw, I put this down, and the problem was it wasn't sticking. All right. If your foil doesn't stick to your model, it's a problem. And it really just wasn't sticking. I thought for a long while it was me, that I was doing something wrong. I started to see a lot of other YouTube content creators who were having the same problem, and they gave up on it as well. I saw a lot of folks in the different forums, Facebook groups, Reddit, and so forth, saying the same thing. So a lot of people stopped using it, as well as myself, as I mentioned, and that was a couple of years ago. But I saw this, okay, and it said new and improved Chrome, all right? So I figured, okay, well, you know what? It's not a major investment. Let's get the new and improved and see if it works. Well, I just showed you it does work. So I am very pleased to have this back again. Just as an example, we'll use this right here, okay? You see all of this? Now, I don't know if they did all of this in bare metal foil or not, okay? But you can use the bare metal foil for all of this, all right? Even right down in here. I mean, anything that you have, chrome or silver or anything like that, you can use your bare metal foil, okay? The Hasegawa has a brilliant mirror finish. In fact, can you see that? All right, and I used this once just to experiment with it. I thought it was very good. I had no problem cutting it or applying it, and I thought it looked really, really good. Sometimes some of these other products, the foil is a little bit thicker. And that's sometimes a little bit of a problem, simply because if it's thicker, then when you come in, excuse me, I got the sniffles. When you come in with your X-Acto knife and you try to trim it, if it's thick, you're going to have a tendency to press a little bit more. Okay, got a little bit of foil there. Okay. And as I mentioned when I was doing this, you just want to let the weight of the knife blade really press down. That's about it. But if you're pressing even more because it's thicker, you run the risk of scratching or marring up your paint. So that's why you don't want to press too hard. That's why a brand new X-Acto blade is so important, because if your blade is a little bit dull and it's not cutting cleanly and you start pressing, you don't want to scratch up your paint job. These I have not even opened yet. Let me see if we can get a look at this. Hang on one second. Let's open this up. And let's get a look at this. And by the way, I do have another form of bare metal foil. It's by MIG, by Ammo. Ammo by MIG. It's called aluminum sheets, and you get like 5 of them. And this doesn't want to come out. There we go. Okay. Let's take a look and see what we've got here. And yeah, this is kind of, you got several sheets in here. Okay. I don't see a backing paper on here, though. I will have to look over some of these instructions. Right now, this looks like it's all in Chinese. Oh, no, there's English. Okay, good. English is a good thing to have. But yeah, I just opened this, so I'm not sure exactly how the application process works. So I will look into that, and I will get back to you again in another video. But getting back to the Ammo by MIG aluminum sheets, I have used those, and I think they're very good. In fact, the Ammo by MIG sheets look pretty much like that. All right, not as much of a mirror finish as the Hasegawa, but very similar to this. So anyway, that's about it for bare metal foil. It doesn't have to be intimidating. It can actually be rather fun once you get the hang of it. Don't go right down to your build if you're using it for the very first time. Find something like this and practice on it, okay? Very few things in life that we do for the very first time and it just, boom, works perfectly the first time, at least not for me. So anyway, that's about it for bare metal foil. I want to thank you for tuning in. Our subscribers are slowly coming up. You know, I'm still a small, brand new channel on YouTube. I appreciate all of the people who have watched and subscribed. We want to continue to grow. And, so if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe. Just hit the subscribe and hit that little bell and you'll be notified. And give me a thumbs up, okay? And all of that will help me to continue to do this, okay? So thanks again for tuning in. And you can leave comments on my Facebook page too. It's Papa's Model Workshop on Facebook. All right. So have a great night, and I'll see you the next time.